What? What was that? What was that? I definitely heard something. Did you hear that? And what are you staring at? Dude, what are you staring at? There's nothing there. It's a wall, man. You're freaking me out. Stop it. Stop. Oh, man. I gotta get out of here, man. A lot of good you are. So, what are cats looking at when they're staring at the wall? I mean, we've all thought it at one time or another. We wake up in the middle of the night and there's our cats staring at nothing. Staring at something in the wall. And maybe they hear something on the opposite side of the wall. Maybe it's a bug. Maybe the house itself is creaking and settling and they're just staring at the source. Okay, that's possible. I hear you. Or maybe it's something else. Maybe cats are more attuned to hearing something beyond our comprehension. Maybe cats can sense ghosts or spirits or the information coming from the spirit realm. Rational, irrational, spiritual, physical, auras, ghosts, or just settling walls. We'll find out. Stay tuned. Here we go. Now, the first thing we'll talk about when it comes to why your cats will see things or sense things that you don't, especially in low light or the dark, let's start with the lowest hanging fruit here, and that is their vision. The fact is we have to think about why cats can see so much better in low light than us. Most all of their vision is dedicated to that low light. Why? Because as crepuscular beings, they are hunting most at right before dawn and right before sunset. That's their proper times to hunt their natural prey. They can see in not perfect pitch blackness, but pretty well close. They have this amazing thing in their eyes, right? It's called the tapetum, which is a layer of tissue behind their retina. And it is that thing, you know, when you take pictures of cats in low light and all of a sudden they have that look like they're possessed in their eyes, like they are demons. The tapetum lucidum does is it collects all of that light. And it could be the lowest little bit of light, and it actually gathers it and it brings it back through the retina as light. And it's the way that cats can take just the least amount of light and turn it into something that they can see. It's nuts. And that's why cats can see in the dark better than you or I could any day of the week. So when we're talking about that ghost in the corner, you can't see it, but your cat can see it. Just saying. But let's think about the other parts of their senses. In terms of their hearing, they can hear at about 1.5 octaves higher than we can. As a matter of fact, the end of our perception when it comes to hearing is kind of right around the beginning of theirs. They can hear things that we can't hear. Okay, we got that going for us. Smell. They can absolutely smell a whole lot better than we can. Cats have the ability to smell things about 9 to 16 times greater than we can. Not only that, they have another source of collecting scent. It's called the Jacobson's organ. It's up in behind their palate. If you've ever seen your cat do the Stinkface, if you haven't seen it, just check out this video right here about Stinkface. But it's basically their mouth hangs open because if they are collecting scent from something that is foreign to them, doesn't make a whole ton of sense to them, they open their mouth, it shuts off their nose just a little bit, and it's an extra way to gather scent through something called the Jacobson's organ. Excuse me. That's amazing, right? We call that the Flehmen response. That is just another way that cats collect scent. And then there's Whiskers. And as we have found out in this here video, Whiskers actually detect changes in temperature and changes in air currents around them. Why? If a cat is being predated upon by something and they're trying to predate upon something else at the same time, they have to basically have eyes behind their head to make sure that they don't get eaten. Whiskers actually do that by picking up changes in air current. There are incredibly sensitive receptors at the base of those whiskers. Those whiskers are antennas. They are amazingly complex. And if we put together their eyes, their nose, their whiskers, the fact that there are whiskers all over their body, cats hear, smell, and feel things so much more acutely than we do. And here's where this all leads, you guys. Cats were built as hunters in such a unique and fascinating and perfect way that all of their senses are focused in a laser-like way, being able to see how something moves from across a field. They can't figure out exactly what it is, doesn't matter. They can see something's moving. Smelling something that you would never be able to smell. So let's just go with the fact that your cat can actually see, smell, and feel things that you just can't feel, smell, or hear. Where are we going now?
It's the ghost in the wall.
I know I'm setting you guys up, but here's the setup here. At the beginning of this video, I said, well, it could be this or it could be that. That was a big setup, right? Because I don't think that cats are just mildly curious, nor do I think that they're just too dumb to know that a speck of dust that they can see that you can't see is something worthy of them staring at for an hour. When you see a cat staring at, well, what do I think they're staring at? I think that they have an access to not just sort of fields of the spectrum that we can experience, but what lies within those. I am, yes, talking through a lens of being a believer in the spirit world. So with all that said, you're looking for an answer from me about, are cats seeing ghosts or are they not seeing ghosts? Are they seeing ghosts or specks? Well, listen, you guys, this is where science and belief and empathy all come into question or all come together. But that's why cats have been historically such a lightning rod for either humans reviling them or worshiping them. I mean, don't forget, the Egyptians felt like cats were gods. We're speaking very fluidly between spirit world and human world. Why cats? I'm telling you, when they're staring at a wall, I've seen it before. Here, let me give you a story. What I always try to do is if one of my animals is passing or is about to pass, I try to have the euthanasia done in my home. I had two cats who were quite connected at that time. They were good friends. And one of them sat while the other one was passing. In the moment that we knew that the heartbeat had stopped, the cat had left, this cat starts looking up and runs that way. Now, could that have been a speck up here or no? In that moment is the energy leaving the physical and just going elsewhere. And did this cat pick up on it? I had no other explanation. That cat had never shown behavior like that ever. But in that moment, as she's watching something happen, and as that cat's heartbeat begins to leave, which means that in my estimation anyway, the energy is also leaving the physical, this cat suddenly has to chase whatever that was out. That happened. I have been around a lot of passages where animals leave this world. A lot. And I can tell you, it's not wishful thinking. I have experienced the energy around a cat or a dog or a human when they leave, when they, as Shakespeare said, shuffle off this mortal coil. It's energy and it exists. If that energy is there, then what makes it so strange that energy just can't hang around? I don't know, but I'm telling you, from my experience, if a cat is staring at a wall, you better pay attention, because it ain't a speck. And it ain't a cricket in the walls. What is it? What lurks in the energetic world? One thing that cats and dogs and all of the animal world has on us humans is that I have never, not one time, heard an animal make an excuse. I have never once heard an animal go, yeah, but, yeah, I don't buy that. Whether it's our fear that colors that, or our baggage, or our religious beliefs or not beliefs, or whatever it is, animals don't have that. Animals pick up information and then they do something with that information. They either go towards it, they go away from it, or they observe it and they get more information. That's what animals do, because animals are much more about living in moments than we are, and processing information in those moments without a connection to a storyline. And that, one of the things that truly makes animals better than us, smarter than us, because they're smarter than us in a moment. Cats aren't cynical. Cats aren't sarcastic. Cats aren't burdened by a lifetime of belief like we are. you can bet that when a cat is staring at the wall and they sense something going on energetically, and we've already gone through what it is that they could be picking up that we're not picking up, which could be a whole lot, I would trust them more than I trust me. Because my thought process at that moment is clouded by, no, wait a minute. And this is coming from somebody who believes in the spirit realm. My first thought most of the time is like, that couldn't be, right? Cat's not worried about what could or couldn't be. They're worried about what is. And that is what I will leave you with. Well, that's a lot of food for thought today, but in the meantime, there's other videos that will either explain what I've been talking about or delve more into the mystery, and the only way that you're gonna know before everybody else is to hit the bell and make sure that you subscribe to this channel to get all that kind of information. In the meantime, I want you guys to use the comments down here, not just to yell at everybody else who doesn't believe what you believe, but let's get some conversation going, especially around stuff like this, because spooky can be fun, right? Right. Well, I hope that has piqued some conversation, and I know it will, man. I know it will. But you know what? Just keep your mind open, but keep the lights on. All right, you guys. All light and all love and all mojo to you.
Meow.